Hello, I am Dr. Adeze Ifezlike. I'm a general practitioner as well as a lifestyle medicine physician. You are watching this because you have been diagnosed with diabetes type 2, a condition in which your blood sugar is higher than normal. Getting this diagnosis can bring fear, confusion, guilt, and even despair. You may have been started on a few medications to help you manage this condition. You might wonder if you will have to be on these medications all of your life. You may also have questions such as the impact of this illness on your future and even concerns about how this will impact your children and your loved ones. My grandfather had diabetes and he died of its terrible complications. There was not much awareness about diabetes in those days as there is now. Diabetes affects every organ of the body and causes a host of problems, including blindness, limb amputations, kidney failure, erectile dysfunction. It contributes to heart attacks and strokes, as well as a whole host of illnesses. This video will try to give you information and lifestyle tips you can use to manage your condition. The first question to ask about your blood sugar is, where is all that sugar coming from? The answer to this question is very important. It's empowering. And once you realize that the sugar is coming from what you ate and not from somewhere else, you will be immediately motivated and empowered to look at your nutrition and see what changes you can make to manage your condition. Food is necessary for life. However, some foods are better for our health than others. There are different groups of food, and these include 1. The carbohydrates and sugars. Things like rice, frosted flakes, cakes, donuts, pasta, and potatoes. The other group of foods are proteins. Proteins are foods like eggs, meat, beans, lentils, milk, chickpeas, fish, Greek yogurt, and cheese. Another group is your fats and oils, which include nuts like walnuts, almond nuts, peanuts, olive oils, and avocado. Vegetables include your leafy greens like kale, lettuce, spinach, root vegetables like carrots, others like broccoli, green beans, peas, and aubergines. Fresh fruits are another group of foods. For example, your apples, strawberries, bananas, and plums. Eating a mixture of these different types of food ensures that we get all the nutrients and vitamins we require to keep healthy. Now, out of these groups of foods, the carbohydrates is the group most associated with raising the blood sugar. And therefore, in this segment, we shall focus a bit more on this group of foods. Carbohydrates, like bread, when eaten, are digested into sugars. The more processed the carbohydrate is, for example, your cakes, your store-bought sweetened fizzy drinks, and sweeties, the more it is able to raise your blood sugar when eaten. It is therefore important to cut down on this group of foods and only take them sparingly. For instance, a tiny slice of cake on a special occasion like a birthday party. It is especially important to avoid sugars and processed carbohydrates at breakfast because these raise your blood sugar momentarily, and once the blood sugar drops, you crave for more food throughout the day. This then leads you to eat more food than you normally would have eaten. These sort of foods are often heavy in calories and contribute to weight gain, which worsens your diabetes. Therefore, starting your morning right by avoiding excess carbohydrates will have a beneficial effect on your blood sugar. So instead of a plate of frosted flakes or donuts or toast with jam at breakfast, consider eating food from the other groups of food. For example, having some boiled eggs with Greek yogurt and strawberries. Now, instead of having a chocolate drink or coffee with some sugar, consider having your coffee with a splash of milk only, or have a glass of water. Your breakfast can also be the leftover food from the night before. The aim is to ensure you avoid a breakfast comprising mainly of carbohydrates and sugars. Eating this way keeps your blood sugar stable and improves your health while also stopping you from having cravings all day long. Snacks are also very important contributors to blood sugar problems. A packet of crepes and a fizzy drink is detrimental to your health and worsens diabetes while making you even hungrier. Consider having a handful of your favorite unsweetened nuts like almond or walnuts instead. You could also have a tin of tuna or a boiled egg or munch on some carrots and cherry tomatoes for snacks. Following the same principle, for lunch, consider some protein such as fish, meat, or chicken and have this with a salad of cherry tomatoes, leafy greens, and an avocado. If you still want to eat, you could add on a small bowl of brown rice or cooked quinoa. Take these with plain water or water sweetened with a slice of lemon as your drink. For dinner, consider having a protein like a bowl of lentil and some salmon together with roasted broccoli, bell peppers, and cauliflower. Have this with chamomile tea or lemon teas. These sorts of meals help to control hunger and stabilize blood sugar because they are high in fiber, they are low in carbohydrates, and they have lots of nutrients. They do not lead to a blood sugar spike, which is great for diabetes. The next step to consider is drinks. We already mentioned that one way to lower your blood sugar and improve your diabetes is to drink water. Other diabetes-friendly drinks include unsweetened teas like green teas, lemon teas, etc. Be mindful that store-bought fruit drinks are often laden with sugars. It is better to eat a full apple rather than just the juice. Whole fruits provide fiber, minerals, and vitamins, which help lower your blood sugar. Avoid adding table sugars to your drinks. Table sugars simply raise your blood sugar and have no health benefits. Most drinks can be taken plain. You can add a small amount of milk or a slice of lemon if you wish to add to the flavor. Chronic alcohol use is another important point. This is not recommended for anyone, and more so people with diabetes. Alcohol contributes to weight gain, high blood pressure, and is bad for the heart and causes liver damage, which adds to the poor health in someone who already has diabetes. Alcohol, if you must have some, is best taken with a meal, if at all. Be mindful that alcoholic drinks often contain sugars as well, so choose a low sugar option. The next important step, once you have identified where the sugar in your blood is coming from, is to look at getting more physically active. Exercise helps to use up excess sugars. It is recommended that adults have 30 minutes of moderately intense physical activity 3 to 5 times a week. This activity can include a fast walk, swimming, cycling, rope skipping, gardening, housework like mopping the floor, and dancing. These activities use up sugar and help stabilize your glucose level. They improve your heart function too. The next thing we will consider is smoking. Smoking and diabetes together are a dangerous combination. Smoking contributes to insulin resistance and makes it harder for you to control your blood sugar. Smoking increases the risk of heart disease, kidney damage, stroke, cancers, and even blindness. Quitting smoking is one of the most powerful steps a person with diabetes can take to protect their health, prevent complications, and improve long-term outcomes. Your GP or local pharmacy can advise on how to stop smoking. Last but not least is managing your weight. This is especially important if you are overweight or obese. Research shows that 86% of people who have diabetes are overweight or obese. Several research, including a very important landmark study done in UK called DIRECT, found that losing weight can put your diabetes into remission. Remission means that your blood sugar levels return to a non-diabetes level without the need for diabetes medication. That's incredible. And all the things we have talked about, such as reducing carbohydrates and sugars, eating more healthy food comprising mainly of your proteins, your veggies, and healthy fats, increasing your physical activity, quitting smoking, and cutting right back on alcohol will all lead to weight loss. Weight loss contributes to stabilizing your blood sugar. The important thing about losing weight is to do it gradually, making small, permanent changes. This means you will not only succeed, but are more likely to keep it off in the long run. So, diabetes is not necessarily permanent. The lifestyle tips we have mentioned above can improve your diabetes so much so that you may not need medication or may be able to reduce the number of tablets you are having to use to manage your diabetes. Before making any changes to your medication, please discuss with your healthcare professional. Thank you for listening.